What's up guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. So as you can see in the title, I'll be making my laptop greet me whenever I put it on. So yeah, a simple good morning, good afternoon, good night, or I can easily customize the message. Just as long as I put on my system, it should do so. Yeah, so it's a simple Python automation project. I'll be using Python text-to-speech library to do this. So yeah, let's get started. So I'll be using VS Code to write my Python script. So yeah, let's create a new file. Let's call it script.py. So first of all, we need our Python text-to-speech library, right? Package. So let me just open my terminal here. Now I'll run pip install if you don't have it already. pyttsx3, so version 3. So if you don't have it already, you need to pip install this. Okay, so I already have that, so I won't be running that myself. So after installing it, you should have everything all well and good. Okay, so pip install pyttsx3. Yeah, so first things first, import the new package. So pyttsx3. Yep, I have that, and I will also need date time, so to keep track of the current time and date. So from date time, import date time. Yes, all right, good. Now, to use the Python text-to-speech library, I need to initialize an engine, set properties, but they are not too compulsory. Then I need to tell the engine what to say and then run it. So like 4 basic steps. First of all, initialize the engine. So I'll create a simple variable here. I'll just say engine equals to Python text-to-speech 3 dot what init. Okay, so I've initialized my package and I've stored it in engine. So yeah, my engine is basically the initialization of this package. All right, so now let me set some properties. The first one would be rate. So how fast do I want this voice to speak? So let's just, in obviously units is word per minute or words per minute. So let me just use the average one, 150 words per minute. Okay, another property I would like to set would be the volume. So I would say volume here, let's just use average 1.0, so like normal speed. Okay, so that should be good. And last but not the least, since we're just testing it, this is not our final script. Let me just say a variable, let's call it message. I'll say testing if this works. Okay, save, come down. I can now say engine.say message. Okay, as easy as it comes. So this doesn't make it talk, but it just tells the engine what to say basically, which is this message. Right, and I can now say engine.run and wait. So run it and wait until everything has been executed. Okay, so yeah, these few lines of code should speak or tell testing if this works. So if I save this, run.
Testing if this works.
Good. So I should hear testing if this works. Okay, nice. Yep. So let me try something else. Let me say it's o'clock. So now I basically want my Python program to tell me the current hour. Okay, so I can store that in a variable. I'll say hour equals date time dot now. Right, now property hour. Right, so that hour, so using f string there, and I'll just say hour. So if you say the number, then hour. So let's run that again. So I can just click run here.
It's 16 o'clock.
So yeah, it's working all well and good. Now let's complete our script and make sure my laptop greets me whenever I put on my system. Just a few tweaks here. I just want the current date, or I already have my current hour, so let me just change it to current hour to be more precise. Okay, So yeah, I basically don't need any other thing here. So I'll need if statement. So I'll say if 12, right, the hour is less than or equals to current hour, which is less than or equals to, let's say, 5. Basically I'm saying, oh no, let me say from 5 to 11, right? So basically I'm saying if it is from 5 a.m., since it's hour, if it's from 5 a.m. all the way to 11 a.m., I basically want my message to be good morning. Let's say it's a bright new day. Okay, good. Now let's say if it is from, let's say, 12 less than or equals to, so from current hour again, if it is from 12 to, let's say, 15, 3 o'clock, right? Or let's say 16, 4 o'clock. So let me just duplicate this, alt shift arrow down. I'll say good afternoon. Good afternoon, right? Hope the day is going well. Let's customize it. Hope the day is going well, right? And elif, or I can just use else. Okay, yeah, let's use elif again. So I'll use elif here, almost the same thing. So from 17, let's just, yeah, from 17 to, let's say, I think 11 p.m. is 23. So yeah, so from 17 to 23, current hour less than equals to. Okay, so message again, I'll say good night. Simple. Or how's the night going? Yeah, let's say something like how's the night going? Okay, good. How's the night going? Now else. So the else is basically handling from after 11 to like 5 a.m. Okay, so from like 12 to 4. I'll say message equals to what are you still doing up? Go to bed! Exclamation mark. Yeah, so I think, yeah, this should be cool. So I don't need this again. Thank you. So yeah, this is basically my full script. I don't need anything else. Save. Let me test it right here, right now. So I can just arrow up. Let me just use my script here. But I can use Python.
Good afternoon, hope the day is going well.
Good. So good afternoon. I hope the day is going well. Right? So yeah, it's all working well. But right now, I'm running my Python file for it to say this. Alright? I want it to be like when I put on my system, it should tell the current message based on what I have here. So let's do that. So to do that, on Windows, I'll be using the task scheduler. Okay, so for Windows, we'll be using the task scheduler. So you can come to your search bar. So on Windows 10 and Windows 11, I'm still using Windows 10. I'll just search for task scheduler here. Okay, open. So this is where we can see most of our tasks on task manager. So we can create a simple task for our system here. So by default, it should take you to the task scheduler local here. It should take you here, but you can just come to task scheduler library on the left hand side here, or on the actions here. Okay, so now I will want to create a task. On the right hand side here, you can see where the mouse is. I'll create a task. Good. So I have multiple menus here, but we'll only be using 3 or 4 out of them. Okay, so in general, I will name my task. I can just call it Python greet. Python greet. Okay, so in the description, I will easily say a Python script to greet me when I log on, or when I boot the system. Okay, so I can run only when the user is logged on, so it doesn't really matter if I use this or this. So let me just use the default for now. Configure for leave the default there. So yeah, that should be okay. So this is my user, current user. So now if I come out, switch tabs to triggers. So triggers is where I specify, or is where I specify the conditions that will trigger the task to run. Okay, so I'll come down here, create a new trigger. So new trigger there. Good. So I have different settings here. I can run the task one time at a particular time. So by default is today. I can change the date to tomorrow, whenever. So but by default is still today, right? 18/7/2025. Good. So and this is the time. So this is actually the current time that I am right now when I open the trigger. So you can see it's already 4:59. So let me just put it a little bit forward. Let's say 5 o'clock. Let's say 5 o'clock. Dot. So I have to put it in the future so that I can test it. So for now, I'm basically not going to use when it boots up. I'm just going to use on a schedule, because you can see the task will begin on a schedule. So if I want it to be like when I boot it up, I'll change it to startup. If it's like when I'm logging into my Windows, changing user at login, on an idle, on an event, a task creation, blah blah blah. So yeah, on the schedule and startup are the two most common ones, including at login too. Okay, so on the schedule this time. So let's test this one first. So I'm saying 5 o'clock on the dot. See, almost five. It's almost five. So let me actually use 5:01. Okay, so and should I use daily? Yeah, if I use daily, it means it will recall per day. So I can change the amount of days. I can just leave this rest here. So okay, before it's 5:01. So actions. Okay, so actions. Let's set. Okay, let's create our action. So action is basically what you want this task to do. So I've set the time, when is the action or when is the task going to run, what's the name of the task, I've done all that. So what's the actual function of this task? So I want it to run that file. This is why by default it's already set to start a program. So I want it to start that Python script. So the others we have send an email, display a message, they're both duplicated. So I'll be using start a program, which is that. So now the program or script that I'm starting is not my file. It is actually my Python. So where my python.exe is located. But I won't be using python.exe. I'll be using python.w.exe. So python.w.exe is basically like Python 2, but for Windows. So it won't display a pop-up anytime I'm running such file. So like this terminal that just came up now, it won't display it, it will just execute. Okay, so but to if you don't know the location, obviously you won't know the location of your Python W or Python. So I can just use where. That's why I put up my command prompt. So I'll just say where Python, right? Python. So this is where my Python is. Python W should be in the same place. So Python W, right? Yeah, same place. So I'm using Python W. They will both work. They will both work, but I'll be using Python W. Okay. So yeah, I'll paste that there. So it's the same place. So now add argument and start in. So add argument is basically going to be the file name. But in my case, I'm going to use the exact location of the file. So in case it's lost, or in case something misses, something like that, it will find it. Right. So if I come back to my VS Code here terminal, so I can see whenever I run my file, I can see the command is basically executing. The Python location is using Python 3, not Python W, right? And the location of this file, which is this script.py and everything. So I can just come down here, copy all this, not everything. I'm basically copying everything aside the what, the Python 3.exe, right? Which is already my program or script. So I'll just paste that there. So I can see the C drive is small letters, small caps. So it's basically all the location. So it's basically the location to this script.py file, right? Which I can see in my console. Or you can easily just use the name of the file. I can just say script.py, then I'll use something here. But I'll use the exact location back. So you can use any one of your choice. So now start in is basically the folder where this argument is located in. Since I've already kept the full path, I don't actually need to put a start in. But in case you are dealing with something like um file handling, yeah, writing to files and the particular file is in this folder, you need to specify starting. So I'll just click on script.py, reveal in file explorer. So I can see this where it is. Come to the URL here, click and copy. So this is the path to that folder. So I can still keep it, so but I can see that it is what optional. So yeah, starting optional, drop that. So start the program, everything seems okay. Select okay. So yeah, that is almost everything. So check conditions. So the only thing we're going to change in our condition is this power. I'm going to uncheck start the task only if the computer is on AC power. So my computer is actually on battery power. So most computers are not on AC power. So this will actually prevent the task from running automatically. So I need to uncheck that and leave everything in settings, leave it by default, just everything there should be okay. So back to my triggers, obviously it's past 701 or 501. So let me just change it to 505. So edit. I can come back, edit, change it to 505. Okay. So okay, okay. Yeah. So that should be it. So if I refresh here and click refresh, I should see the task that I just created somewhere here. So good, I can see Python grid. So this is what I created myself, Python time talk. So yeah, Python grid. So the next runtime is 505 and the last runtime is 30th of November 1999, just when the system was booted up or something like that. Okay, so yeah,
How's the night going?
so good. So I can see that my Python scripts executed. Okay, good. Okay, here the time. So if I refresh, I will see where's my Python script. I can see Python grid. I can see that the last runtime changed to say 505,000. So basically every day at this particular time it should say good evening, right? But in this case it would always be saying okay, sorry, good night, 5 o'clock, right? It will always be saying good night. Oh sorry, what did he say? How was Okay, good. So it will always be saying how's the night going, since I specified that the time would always run at what 5:05. So it would never what tell me good morning, good afternoon, how's the night going, why it's still up, stuff like that. It will always say what it should always say how's the night going, because I fixed it at a particular time. So I can easily change it to what when the system boots up. So I can right click properties or just double click on the task itself, come to triggers. Remember, triggers is when the task runs, right? Action is what the task does. So edit the triggers and just begin the task. Change it from on a schedule. On a schedule means at a particular time. Change it to at startup. So when you start up your system. Okay. So at system startup. Okay. Yup. So that should be your task. So close your system, put it on whenever you want. It should tell you good morning, good afternoon, good night. So yeah, that's basically that. So this is another script that I basically had. So just in case your task doesn't run at the required time or it doesn't say what it's supposed to say, you can always run it manually here. So just like this. So here I'm using
Good
Python,
evening.
normal Python,
Time
sorry.
to wind down.
Yeah, not Python W. That's why I can see the pop-up. So yeah, everything seems like it's working. So as long as it changes at system startup, whenever you boot up your system, it should greet you based on what the current time is. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Note the code will be in the description below. Yeah, share to your friends, tell them subscribe. That's the end of the video. Bye guys.